Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Mosso at the1916company.com. It is in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Reach out to us for pricing, Mosso at the1916company.com. Today we're discussing the Bethune DB25 Starry Varius, as you've probably never seen it before, on a lovely deluxe rubber strap with a leaf spring style chatelaine designed clasp. This is a really cool watch on many levels. So the timepiece you're looking at, of course, is the DB25 Starry Varius full grade 5 titanium. This is the model launched in 2018. It's 42 millimeters in diameter, 10.2 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 49.5 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, I have to say this strap really is silky. The souplesse is incredible. It is like well-worn calfskin leather. That's how it feels. Super silky, almost like Hermes leather, but with water resistance and sweat resistance. Now, in terms of how it fits, my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. This watch fits me all right. I would say if your wrist is as small as 14 centimeters circumference, you're still going to wear this pretty well. Taking a look down the barrel, I've got a little bit of clearance on each side, and over the top always exaggerates the width of the watch across the wrist. So 14 centimeters should be just fine. Now, it is fairly thin with a sloped bezel, so it should fit underneath a dress cuff, although this is perhaps the sportiest aesthetic I've ever seen on a DB25. The strap's a lovely piece. As you can see, matte finished. It's fairly thick. There is quite a bit of material here, a little hollow underneath the lugs to allow the wrist to breathe and also give it a little bit more of a pliant flexibility. You can see that there's also a pull tab on each spring bar so you can quickly remove without any tools. Now, taking a look here, this is a strap that will be cut to suit, and there are quite a few scored segments that we can use to make sure that it is cut perfectly to suit you. So don't worry, when you buy this watch, we will make sure it fits perfectly. We have this chatelaine style leaf spring double deploying clasp, always valued for its ability to shut with alacrity and retain quite a bit of closure tension once closed. You can also see that there's a firm fitment within the clasp and that there's a little bit of adjustability with 2 sets of divots drilled in each side. So if you need to move it in or out, you can do so to fine-tune the fit. We'll take another look at the underside here, and you can see it features that wonderful snappy leaf spring closure plus a curved inner chassis to match the curved underside of your wrist. The Bethune DB25s are the watches that I always suggest for people coming over from Moser, FP Journe, Moritz Grossman, maybe Holy Trinity, people who are familiar with more conventionally designed watches. Some of the Bethune watches from the 27, the 28 collection, the Dream Watch, they get a little bit extravagant at a level of avant-garde that not everyone likes, at least initially. So the DB25 is the way to get into Bethune without compromising the engineering of the features, but also without going avant-garde. And I should remind you, the DB25 is not the entry-level model line. That's the DB27. So with the DB25, you get all the DB28 tech. It's just on the case back. You also get fixed lugs, a round case, and a solid dial that many people find more approachable. So you can see that the lug ends, the little ogival or torpedo tips, these are the last styling vestige of the original 2002 Bethune DB1, the company's first product, and they remained through the years on most Bethune products as a link to the past. We have these large, open, airy, buttress-style lugs. They don't flex as on the DB28. They are fixed, but they do have a little bit of an evacuation to give them a grace. Everything here, for the most part, is polished. You have a crown, which in vintage style is not externally signed, but it has a lovely combination of drilling and knurling in profile. Bethune makes its cases, dials, and movements, so it's vertically integrated despite only building under 400 mechanical watches a year, so they control the entire means of production. This allows them to do small volumes. After all, a third-party supplier doesn't want to hear that you need 18 cases or 25 dials. By controlling fabrication, de Bethune controls quality, but also retains the ability to make small runs, which is almost always how its watches are built. The dial here features a grade 5 titanium center that's been mirror polished and then fired in a kiln to achieve this lovely lustrous blue. You can see the branding is quite subtle. And this is a de Bethune process, firing titanium to achieve colors. You can see the image of the cosmos. By default on the DB25, it's going to be the sky over L'Aubusson, Switzerland, the home of de Bethune, on the night the company was founded in 2002. But this combination of gold and gold leaf can be customized to represent the sky anywhere at any time that you specify. You could see that there is this raised and cambered toroidal outer track with blue printed sectors and numerals, including a watchmaker's Roman numeral 4. We have rose gold cabochon for the hours, modified rose gold Breguet style hands, which yes, de Bethune makes itself. Getting really close to the dial, you can see that the distant celestial bodies of the Milky Way are gold leaf, whereas the larger near bodies, they're actually three-dimensional pegs of gold that are stuck into hollows on the dial. So you can see they're actually inserted. They are three-dimensional gold components. Now we turn it all over, and like I said, all of the DB28 tech is on the reverse side. Some people ask about the titanium. It's always grade 5 on de Bethune. The movement here is caliber 2005, manual wind, twin barrels, 6 days of power reserve, 4 hertz beat rate, all of this pivoting on 27 joules. A lot of patented technologies here, so let's start with the basic one. 2 barrels self-adjusting. You cannot accidentally overwind them. We have 1, 2, 3 shock protection springs for the balance. That is called triple parachute. You can see the outer steel springs have been fired blue. This is patented. The hairspring is 2 pieces. The hairspring metal is cut in half, the 2 pieces shaped manually, and then clamped back together. In this particular hairspring curve is patented by de Bethune to breathe concentrically like an overcoil, but it's flat like a flat hairspring, therefore making for a thinner and more shock-resistant watch. The balance wheel, which is de Bethune's 10th, patented in 2016, features a blued titanium wheel with white gold masses. As Denis Flageolet, the co-founder and watchmaking lead at de Bethune, is always playing with balance designs, hoping to maximize the largest possible percentage of the total mass in the rim, reduce the impact of temperature change on timing, and also, to the extent possible, reduce the effects of aerodynamic drag on timing. Finally, it's hard to see, but there is a silicone escape wheel to reduce friction. Okay, now finish. You could see that the center bridge to which the shock protection springs are mounted, that has been mirror polished and finished either with diamond paste or against a tin plate. But you could see that we also have fired and polished springs, the outer triple parachute springs, and then we have a mirror polished full balance bridge that helps to brace the balance. But you can see Grubel Forsey style, not only is it mirrored, but it's mirrored and continuously rounded. Very difficult to do. We have Côte de Bethune, which are so named because the company reverses the direction of the wheel that lays down the stripes on the 2 different halves of the movement, so they mirror each other from side to side. We have mirrored hollows in all of the jewel sinks. We have solarization by means of snailing on the barrel covers. If you look very closely, you could see the ratchet wheel features internally beveled teeth, which is extraordinary attention to detail. And although you might not see it at first glance, the edge of the deltoid-style barrel bridge has been immaculately mirror polished, not just the cosmetic cap, but also the mechanical bridge that anchors the barrel underneath. Both of them have been mirror beveled. It's very impressive. All screw heads are black polished, and the base plate is media blasted. All this 30 meters water resistant. If you love this watch, reach out Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.